Hello YouTube. Today we're going to talk about how to winterize your boat in an emergency in the event that you have a bad impeller pump, or a clogged line coming through your stern drive right here. Now if this happens to you and you find yourself in the same situation as me, you've hooked up your earmuffs and you go to run your boat one last time to get it up to temperature to winterize it. Alright, I had nothing coming through here, getting into the engine, or coming out of the exhaust right here in your gimbal. Okay, right there is where the exhaust comes out. Okay, so I got no water coming in and I got no water going out. All right, so what do we do if that happens? We still got to get our boats winterized, don't we? So let's check what antifreeze we're supposed to be using. Okay, if you are going to be doing this yourself, you need to get this stuff. It is the environmentally friendly antifreeze. It's pink. I apologize for not having any in here. I didn't even think to make a video about this until after I had it done. You know, I was getting it after it all morning and decided to see if I could help you guys out a little bit. All right, let's get on to the boat and see what we're supposed to do. Okay guys, I am now down in the bilge in my boat. You can see here I got a Mercruiser 5.0 with an Alpha 1 outdrive. All right, this is a 1993 engine. All right, not sure if it matters, but right there is your engine codes. All right, serial number, transom serial number, and drive serial number. All right, there's all your information. I'll give that to you one time. Okay, so first thing you got to do, guys, you got to figure out if you have any water coming into your thermostat housing. All right, this is your thermostat housing right here. The quickest way to do that is to disconnect the bottom right hose right here. All right, check your diagram for your cooling system, but if you have a 5.0 Alpha 1 outdrive Mercruiser, your inlet hose should be right here. Okay, this is what comes from your transom. All you got to do is disconnect this. All right, point it down into the bilge, turn your water on for your earmuffs, and start your engine. All right, if you don't get any water coming out of that, then you have no water coming in through your stern drive, okay, which is also the outdrive. All right, if that happens, this is what you can do, and this is what I did. Now, guys, I'm not a professional. I'm a DIY guy. All right, only do this if you are extremely comfortable doing it. If you don't winterize your boat normally, do not attempt this, because there is a chance you can blow your engine if you don't get enough coolant, meaning water or this antifreeze, into the engine. Okay, so if you don't do this every year and you're not comfortable doing it, I strongly advise you to have a professional do it. Okay, so let's get moving. Guys, what you need to do, you need to disconnect this inlet hose, okay? This is your thermostat housing. It's on the bottom right if you're looking from the bow. So the bow is this way, the stern is that way. You're looking from the bow side of it. Bottom right hose on that, you're going to disconnect it here. Then you're going to disconnect this bolt right here, okay? This is just a bracket that holds the hose in place. All right, so now you have the top of the hose disconnected and this bracket. Let's go down into the bottom of the transom and check out what we got to do next. Okay guys, so we're down in the transom. The next thing you got to find, it's going to be on the left side of the engine. Okay, that's if you're looking towards the bow. All right, that's the port side of the boat. Okay, so if you're looking at the engine from the front, it's going to be on the right side. Okay, if you're looking towards the bow, it'll be on the left. All right, so what you got to do, you got to find this thing. This is your power steering cooler. Okay, don't touch this line. That's your power steering line. This right here is towards the back of the boat, towards the transom, all right, or the stern. Do not touch this, okay? That's the inlet from your stern. You got to find the front of this power steering cooler. Let's go over there toward the front and find that. Let's see, can we find it? Yes, we did, right there. Okay, you're going to take the front hose off of here, okay? You see a little hose clamp here. You're going to take the front hose off of that. And then you're going to take this entire hose right here off of the engine. You're going to disconnect it from the power steering cooler and then disconnect it from the thermostat housing. Let's get back up there and check it out. Okay, now you've disconnected the hose, this end and the bottom end, from the thermostat housing and the power steering cooler. You're also taking this bolt off and getting that bracket off. That'll let you slide this hose upwards to take it out. Once you do that, you're going to reattach this end of the hose to the thermostat housing, but your hose will be inverted. Okay, again, I apologize that I can't actually model this for you guys, but again, I didn't think to make this video until after this worked. Okay, so picture your hose is right here. I'm going to use my flashlight as a prop. Your hose is now going to be facing up. Okay, it'll be facing up. One end will be connected to the thermostat housing. The open end will be facing up. And why? So we can get our antifreeze in it, guys. Okay, here's your antifreeze winterizing kit. Normally there's a hose on it that goes right here. That would go down to your earmuffs on your transom. But we're not doing that today because our impeller is not working. So what would we do? We'd fill this up with antifreeze. Okay, it's 5 gallons. You got to make sure this is closed or it'll leak all over the place. All right. Then you're going to have your hose. One end will be connected to the thermostat housing here. Again, we're going to imagine that my flashlight here is the other end of the hose, the top end. It's going to be able to reach right here where your antifreeze kit is. All right. Now, guys, this next part is extremely dangerous. Okay. On my boat, my helm is right there, only about 4 feet from the engine. Okay. So what I did was I had my hose all set up, facing up. My antifreeze was full and ready to go. I went up there. I started my engine. I came back down here next to my engine while it is running, so be very, very careful. You can get severely injured or killed if you're attempting this, all right? So only if you're crazy like me do you try stuff like this. So I'm down here in the bilge with the engine running, all right? All of that took about 1.5 seconds. I held my hose up to right here, and I opened up. You can see it kind of dripping right there. I opened it up, and I let the antifreeze flow from the kit through the hose and into the thermostat housing. Now, while this was all going on, I'm still standing in the bilge and holding this, keeping clear of the belts, okay? There isn't one serpentine belt here. There's actually 2 belts, all right? You have your main belt that comes from your crank pulley, okay, up to your water pump pulley, to your power steering pulley, okay? Your second pulley goes from your crank pulley down there to your water pump pulley to your alternator, all right? Has nothing to do with this, but I just want you to know to stay clear of all that, okay? So while I'm filling this up, I apologize for the noise, guys. My neighbor's mowing his lawn. While I'm filling this up, I actually had my kids outside the boat letting me know if I had antifreeze and water coming out of the bellows, exiting through the exhaust. And I did, which means what? It means we had full flow from our kit through the hose into the thermostat housing, into the water pump, which was pumping all of the coolant and the antifreeze through the block, and then it comes up through the thermostat housing, enters our exhaust manifold here and our exhaust risers, and it was all coming out of the exhaust, which means what? Our boat was now winterized, okay? So that is how you get your boat started on your winterization process if you have a bad impeller pump, okay? One time, very, very quickly. Here's your thermostat housing. Here's your inlet hose from your transom. You disconnect both ends of this, pull it all the way out. You reconnect it here, and you have an open end that'll allow you to dump your antifreeze in it into the open end on the top. Once that is done, you jump back up, you turn your engine off, okay? And you are almost there. Now, next, guys, this wasn't part of my plan, but I might as well tell you anyway. Here is my drain plug, that blue thing. That's my drain plug for the exhaust manifold. And heading down here. Not sure if you can see it. Let's get a... Okay, guys, I got a flashlight. I am upside down, so I apologize if I'm messing this up. But right here, that's your block drain plug. You need to open that up. Be careful you don't drop it. You need to unscrew that. It will come all the way out, okay? And all the coolant and antifreeze will drain out of your block. If it does not, it means you have some sediment in there from your cooling water. Guys, just take a small, tiny screwdriver or pick and just lightly tap at it. And eventually that blockage will come out, okay? After you do that, you put that plug back in. You come back up here to your, let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I'm upside down again. Right there, you put that plug back in. Guys, this is the same process for both sides. And that is a quick or not so quick video on how to winterize your boat in the emergency situation that you do not have any water or antifreeze coming through your outdrive, okay, due to a bad impeller, a blocked line, or a bad impeller pump, okay? Guys, I will do my best to answer any questions or comments if you have them. Guys, don't bother leaving any negative comments. I just ignore them. I'm that type of guy. All right, this is just to help you out, and if it doesn't, you can have a nice day as well. All right, guys, thanks for your time, and enjoy next season.